One of the questions that I get very often is, how did you make it, Shawn? How did you go from being the poor little girl in the little island of the Bahamas to becoming a millionaire in the United States of America as an immigrant woman? I'll tell you how it happened. It happened because I made several decisions. I decided that principles mattered more than my faith in God. I decided that principles were more important than anything that anyone can tell me. I would rather have the principles that I've lived by than to have somebody give me a handout. What are those principles? Those principles were desire, determination, and discipline. So I made a conscious decision one day that I was going to move in 3D. I was going to be determined to get myself out of debt, to get myself from living a lifestyle of poverty. I was going to be determined that no matter what anybody said about me, no matter what anybody thought about me, it didn't matter. I had a goal in mind, and my goal was that I was going to take my money. I was going to become a wealthy woman, and then I was going to take that money with purpose and make it power money. So I will share with you today a little bit about how that happened. So first of all, I want to tell you, what is purpose money? I always tell people you don't have to have a lot of money. When I first started, my first paycheck was $300 a month, but I still bought real estate. Then my paycheck went to $1,100 a month, and I still bought real estate. Why? Because my money was predetermined to go towards a specific goal. And that is what purpose money is. Purpose money is money that is pre-assigned or designated for a desired or specific outcome. But what does that require from you as a person? It requires that you have to learn delayed gratification. I was brought up by a mother who was determined that you were not going to get what you want when you wanted it. So of course, from a little child, I was taught how to not have to have everything right away. The interesting thing is, this mother also taught me how to work very hard, but not to get paid for what I was worth. Because I watched her work very hard every day and come home with $20. I was used to going about spending 1 year wearing the same skirt, wearing the same blouse, and the same pair of shoes going to school. But when this money came to me, the amazing thing is, I made millions, but I also spent millions. And I also gave away millions. Why? Because I was operating under something called the poverty mindset. And what is the poverty mindset? The poverty mindset is a subconscious belief system that governs our destructive, conscious behavior. Now, what I mean by that, it's subconscious because you're not aware of it, but it controls how you behave in the conscious. It controls the decisions that you make regarding your money, its possession, and spending. So I had to find out, how do I overcome this? I had to start to identify the behaviors that were causing me to lose this money. How could I be so determined, so disciplined? How can I make all of this money, and at the end of the day, I've given most of it away? Gave it away. What I found out was that my attitude and belief system regarding money had been shaped from I was a little girl. I learned those behaviors at home. My thought process was, as long as I have it and somebody else needs it, I'm supposed to help. And then I discovered that giving somebody something that they did not deserve, did not work for, did not create a friend. You really were creating an enemy. Because anytime you give people things that they didn't work for, they begin to question, what is your motive? Why is she doing this for me? I'm looking at your need, and you're looking at me with suspicion. So now I have to find a way how to leverage my purpose money and how to take this money now and make it into power money. So I went back to the drawing board again. I examined myself, my behaviors, my subconscious belief system, what was going on. Yes, I was taught to give away the money. And then something happened dramatically. I learned to say no. I learned to say no. It was one of the hardest things I had to do. I would stand in my house, in my bathroom, look in the mirror, look myself straight in the eyes, and I could not say no, no matter what people asked me. And then I learned to form the words, no. And I got my power back. I got my power back. And so now, every time, over the years, I've had to build the wealth back. And that's why I'm here teaching today. Through moving in 3D, desire, determination, and discipline, and the power of saying no, I was able to reestablish everything that I had lost. But more specifically, I developed a passion to deal with the behavioral and psychological components of how people spend their money. No matter how many people advise you as a financial advisor how to spend money, it will all come back to what you believe on the inside. No matter how much money you save, there's always going to be someone who knows how to pull that one emotional cord that will cause you to give it away. Unless you deal with what's on inside of you, unless you deal with your own insecurities, unless you deal with your own issues of how your financial life was shaped, mostly by people who don't really know how to spend money. And so here it is. I began this journey of sharing my story of the things that I went through. The little girl that came to the United States with a work permit to work at Mount Sinai Medical Center as a registered nurse, one suitcase, $300 in cash, and over the past 20 plus years was able to build a financial portfolio that is quite sizable. And now I want to teach others how to do the same thing by giving you your power back over the money that you earn, the money that is yours. And this is a message that is not just for the person who is trying to make money. There are many people who have money, but you can tell that they're still very poor in their minds because they either hoard the money or they actually overcompensate. They buy too many things. And I can go into the behavior of the poverty mindset. And a lot of times when I'm walking around, I'm watching people and I can see, oh wow, they really need help. But these people think they got it together. So my job is to teach you how to take your hard-earned money, make it purpose money, and then turn that into power money.